My name is Shane Lee from Jinko Solar. It is an honor to stand here today and join you all in witnessing the official launch of our Tiger Neo3 mass production off the line. As a global leader in the photovoltaic industry, Jinko Solar has always been driven by technological innovation and committed to industrial advancement, continuously leading the way in the solar sector. Today, it's not just only a launch day, but also a profound response to our users' needs. To both our guests here and those online, Tiger Neo3 embodies our spirit of pushing boundaries, delivering stronger momentum for the energy transition. We will now gradually unveil Tiger Neo3's mysteries, inviting you to join us at this pinnacle of technological advancement. First, in terms of core capabilities, Jinko Solar has filed over 500 global patent applications and holds more than 300 valid authorized patents. This patent portfolio ranks number 1 in the industry, with authorized patents accounting for over 56% of the total. Invention patents constitute over 75% of this portfolio. Such an outstanding patent achievement undoubtedly stems from our exceptional R&D capabilities. Consequently, Jinko Solar's cell efficiency has continuously broken records. To date, we have achieved 31 world record-breaking milestones. Among these, N-type cell efficiency has reached 27.79%, combining both high efficiency and stability, marking another step toward crystalline silicon efficiency limit of 28.7%. Regarding next-generation cell technology, perovskite tandem cells, we continue to push the boundaries of photovoltaic cell technology. Our breakthroughs have reached 34.2%. Signifying that Jinko Solar has already established a solid foundation for next-generation mass-producible products. Based on this, in terms of cell efficiency, we can see that the Tiger Neo3 achieves a module power output of up to 670 watts, with a bifacial rate exceeding 90%. What other core technologies have enabled the peak performance of our Tiger Neo3? First is the innovation in cell technology, featuring 4 major breakthroughs. First is the FP technology, which effectively reduces internal power loss within the cell, thereby boosting module power by over 10 watts. Second is the multi-cut passivation McPattison technology. It not only repairs edge damage caused by cutting, but also optimizes edge passivation, further enhancing cell efficiency conversion at the module level by over 5 watts. Third is our metallization enhancement ME technology. It further optimizes contact resistance, achieving a 0.5% increase in cell efficiency, and increases module power by over 5 watts. Fourth is the patterned enhancement MAX technology, which optimizes the passivation layer on the cell's rear surface to further boost cell efficiency. Through the synergistic integration of these 4 core cell technologies, we've achieved a leap in performance across the entire chain from cell to module. This creates the 6 key advantages of our Tiger Neo3. The first highlight is our ultra-high front-side power output of 670 watts. The module conversion efficiency also reaches an impressive 24.8%, effectively meeting the ultimate demand for high power and high efficiency. Second, the high bifaciality rate of 85.5 effectively utilizes rear-side irradiation, delivering additional power generation gains in ground-mounted power plants. Third, the temperature coefficient of -0.26 ensures stable power generation performance even in high-temperature environments. Fourth, the linear degradation rate of -0.35%, considering a 30-year module lifespan, guarantees consistent power output and revenue over the entire operational period. Fifth is anti-shading and anti-hotspot performance on the long side of the module under shading conditions. For example, if my module is mounted landscape and dust accumulates on the long side, our Tiger Neo3 can deliver 20% more power output compared to other products. The final point is low irradiance performance. Under 200 watts per square meter conditions, our module's relative power output can reach 95-98. This higher relative power output means that during early morning or evening hours, overcast days, or rainy weather conditions with low irradiance. Our superior low irradiance performance delivers exceptional results, even generating increased electricity revenue. Beyond this, the Neo3 is a versatile product for all scenarios. Whether deployed in large-scale ground-mounted power plants, its higher bifaciality ratio delivers additional power generation gains for the entire plant, or when installed on commercial and industrial rooftops, or residential rooftops. Its exceptional low-light performance also yields greater electricity production. Beyond the large 670W module mentioned, we also offer smaller type module for overseas markets, specifically 510W and 480W variants. Finally, we conducted a brief performance comparison between our Neo3 and leading competitors' products. Two key advantages are immediately apparent. While achieving the same 670W output, Neo3 delivers optimized bifaciality and low irradiance performance.
Hello everyone, I'm Andy from Jinko Solar. Through the video just shown, I believe you now have a clear understanding of our Danyang demonstration power plant. Actually, on the day of filming, we set out at dawn. So why go to such lengths to visit a power plant? It's because laboratory data is too perfect. The power ratings we see when purchasing modules say 670 watts, measured under standard irradiation conditions of 1 kilowatt per square meter. What does 1 kilowatt per square meter mean? It's roughly the intensity you'd get from direct midday summer sunlight. But I'm sure everyone here understands that in the real world, this intensity is unattainable for most of the day. What we should truly care about is how much power the modules generate during sunrise, sunset, cloudy days, rainy days, and winter. Those times with poor lighting conditions. This is the key factor determining how much electricity a power plant can produce and how much profit it can generate. So, since low light performance is so crucial, how do we measure it? The industry uses a metric called relative efficiency. It can be calculated using the formula displayed on the screen. This metric measures how well a module maintains its performance when light weakens. Let's illustrate with an example. Suppose we have a perfect module. When illumination drops from 1 kilowatt per square meter to 200 watts per square meter, its performance and power output should proportionally decrease to 1/5 of the original level. This would maintain its relative efficiency at 100%. However, in reality, internal losses within the module cause performance to be discounted under low light conditions. Consequently, our relative efficiency cannot reach 100%. Therefore, to assess low light performance, we evaluate how close the relative efficiency is to 100%. The closer it is, the stronger the low light performance and the smaller the discount. And this isn't just a concept. We have authoritative, third-party empirical data to back it up. Our Tiger Neo modules outperform competitors by 3.12 percentage points in low light conditions, achieving 97% relative efficiency. This 3.12 percentage point advantage is the scientific basis behind Tiger Neo's ability to rise early and sleep late. This gain directly translates into increased electricity generation for our customers during overcast, rainy, dawn, and dusk conditions. So how does this 3.12 advantage originate? It stems from the fundamental mechanism of Tiger Neo's cell design. First, observe the schematic diagram of our Tiger Neo's cell on the left. Tiger Neo technology employs a single-layer passivated oxide layer, significantly reducing leakage pathways by distributing them around the cell perimeter. This design effectively minimizes leakage current and enhances relative efficiency. In contrast, examine the competitor's cell schematic on the right. Their electrodes are positioned on the cell's rear surface, making perfect insulation unattainable with current processes and materials. To address this issue, our competitors have added numerous non-diffusion isolation trenches. While this design solves the insulation problem, it significantly increases leakage current. This means competitor modules require more energy to generate electricity effectively in low light conditions, naturally resulting in poorer low light performance. Now that we've reviewed the actual test data and discussed the cell mechanism, we believe practice is the sole criterion for verifying truth. Let's examine the real-world performance data of Tiger Neo modules from installations around the globe. Here, we conducted a head-to-head comparison with competitors. First, in Hainan, typical high humidity, high temperature environment, our morning-evening gain reached 8.92% under such harsh conditions. Next, in Ningxian arid region with scarce rainfall, even under these conditions, our low light gain still achieved 4.61%. Next, Kagoshima, Japan a hot, rainy environment amid frequent rainfall. Our morning and evening gain reached an impressive 10.4%. Finally, a commercial rooftop project in Chengdu, Sichuan. A cloudy, foggy setting. In naturally low light conditions, our morning and evening gain hit 7.18%. Data doesn't lie. Regardless of the scenario, our Tiger Neo modules consistently deliver overwhelming power generation gains. You might wonder, how much revenue does this extra electricity generate us during overcast and rainy days? Today I'm sharing a low-light case study. June 27, 2025. Light rain in Shandong. The entire day was under low-light conditions. Grid power supply was tight, and electricity prices remained at a relatively high level all day. In this environment of continuous low light and high electricity costs, our Tiger Neo modules achieved a 3.54% yield gain compared to competitor modules. This 3.54% stems from our superior low-light performance, generating more electricity during high-value low-light periods. Therefore, when selecting modules in the future, don't just focus on maximum power output. Prioritize comprehensive power generation capability. Assess whether it can capture high-value low-light energy across all weather conditions and throughout the day. The Tiger Neo 3.0 series was born for precisely this real-world, high-value scenario. That concludes my presentation. Thank you all.
My name is Lee Enz, from Jinko Solar's Technical Service Center. Now, let me introduce to you the primary performance advantage of our Tiger Neo 3.0 series. Its exceptionally high bifaciality rate. As you all know, over 80% of modules on the market today are dual glass modules, which means both the front and back sides can generate power. The backside captures sunlight reflected from clouds or the surrounding environment, thereby boosting the overall power generation of the entire plant. If at this point, you're still only focusing on the nominal front side power rating, conservatively saying, you're missing out on at least 20% of potential revenue. First, let me share some data. As you can see, ground reflectivity varies across different application scenarios. For instance, in trendy new developments like solar farms and solar pastures, grasslands can contribute 10% to 20% ground reflectance. In desert regions, like those in northwest China's rapidly developing desert reclamation projects, ground reflectance reaches 22% to 25%. For more common applications like residential rooftops, concrete surfaces provide 30% to 33% ground reflectance. The highest reflectivity belongs to our white paint and fresh snow surfaces. Their ground reflectance can reach 80% to 85%. As ground reflectance increases, it naturally provides more reflected light to the backside of our modules, thereby boosting their power generation throughout their entire life cycle. Here, we present a curve chart showing the proportion of backside reflected light. According to real-time authoritative data from the Daiking demonstration base in 2024, our average backside irradiance ratio in 2024 reached approximately 12.87%, as shown in the scenarios presented here. Except for water surfaces with a slightly lower backside reflectance ratio of only 10%. All other scenarios exceed our average baseline. Most notably, the two surface types mentioned earlier, along with concrete and white-painted, fresh snow surfaces, achieve backside albedos exceeding 35% and 60%, respectively. This signifies that throughout the entire power plant's life cycle, the contribution from backside irradiance has become an immeasurably significant factor. This backside irradiance can also deliver an additional power generation gain of 5% to 20% for our life cycle power plants. Friends, this 5% to 20% extra power generation gain translates directly into pure profit and pure income. So what can Jinko Solar do in the face of these current opportunities and potentialities? Only one word: improvement. Currently, our Tiger Neo 3.0 achieves a maximum bifaciality rate of 90%. This figure represents one of the industry's top benchmarks. I believe this achievement stems not only from our iterative technological upgrades at the module level, but more fundamentally from the inherent advantages of our cell structure. Here, we've compiled a comparison chart, a statistical chart of bifaciality rates across different competing products and technological approaches in the current market. As you can see, some competitors place their electrodes on the rear side of the cell, inevitably causing significant shading on the back. Therefore, a 75% bifaciality rate represents the theoretical upper limit for such products. In contrast, examining our Tiger Neo 3.0 modules reveals that its bifaciality rate already reaches a median of 85%, with the highest reaching nearly 90%. This significantly enhances our ability to capture, utilize, and convert sunlight throughout the entire project lifecycle. These capabilities stem directly from the inherent advantages of our cells. You can perform a simple calculation. If we now take STC parameters for calculation, using a 670-watt module with 75% bifaciality, its rear power output is 75% multiplied by 670 watts, equaling 502 watts. For our Tiger Neo 3.0 module, with the highest 90% bifaciality, under this same condition, the rear power output reaches 670 watts multiplied by 90%, equaling 603 watts. This demonstrates that the difference in bifaciality alone can yield a 100-watt power disparity. Therefore, we believe that enhancing bifaciality is not merely a technological advancement at the module level, but also a crucial factor for the entire power plant. Here, on the right, we're showcasing our calculations based on previous project cases and empirical evidence from real-world applications across various scenarios. Even in the most challenging conditions, like low reflectivity water surfaces, our Tiger Neo 3.0 modules deliver a significantly higher overall power output than competitors, particularly on high reflectivity surfaces like white painted ground. Our modules achieve an overall power increase exceeding 10 watts. Now, referencing the simplified calculation formula on my left, it demonstrates that this 10% to 15% difference in bifaciality rate can boost our comprehensive power output by 2.7%. This translates to a significant advantage. For a 100 megawatt ground-mounted power station, our solution delivers an extra 2 megawatts of power compared to competing products. Friends, this is essentially like getting a free electricity bonus. Now, let's shift perspectives. If we allocate this total power output per watt, what does that scenario look like? Please refer to the diagram behind me. Here, we select a scenario with relatively high ground reflectance. We can choose a scenario with a backside irradiance of 300 watts per square meter. Everyone, grab your phones and calculators. Let's crunch the numbers together. Using our 670-watt module as an example, we'll take the median value, an 85% bifaciality rate. Under these conditions, our total power output equals the front side power plus the backside power. So our total power is 670 watts plus 670 watts multiplied by 85% multiplied by 0.3. The final result is 840.85 watts. This demonstrates that the bifacial ratio is indispensable for boosting total power output. We all know that when purchasing PV modules, we reference the front side rated power for sales. Here, we need to convert the total power back to per watt terms. That is, divide 840.85 by the 670 watt rated power. The resulting value is precisely the 1.26 watts displayed behind me. This demonstrates that, while customers pay only for 1 watt of power, they actually receive 1.26 watts. This additional 0.26 watts is entirely free, a pure return to our power plant's net profit. Finally, I wish to emphasize that currently, our photovoltaic industry is gradually transitioning from an era focused on price competition to one centered on value competition. At this stage, the bifaciality rate and bifacial power generation performance are also becoming increasingly overlooked areas of high value. We all hope for a module where the front side reliably generates power with rock-solid stability, while the backside continues to capture residual light to enhance our energy efficiency. I believe the Tiger Neo 3.0 is precisely such a module. Compared to some other products on the market that prioritize superficial aesthetics over substance, I am confident that choosing the Tiger Neo 3.0 will deliver higher lifetime energy production and lower LCOE. Tiger Neo 3.0 module is the all-around champion in the marathon of the 30-year life cycle. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ian Sambo from Jinko Solar's Technical Service Center. Next, I'll present the economic analysis of the Tiger Neo 3.0. My colleagues have already covered many features of the Tiger Neo 3.0. At this point, you might be wondering, what exactly value does the Tiger 3 module deliver for our customers? The answer is straightforward. A comprehensive boost in power generation, thanks to its optimized temperature coefficient, high bifaciality, enhanced low irradiance performance, and superior low degradation properties. The Tiger Neo 3.0 achieves a total power generation gain of 1% to 2% compared to conventional TOPCon modules, and a gain of 1.5% to 2.5% compared to competing products of same rated power. At this point, you might be wondering, what does this comprehensive increase in power generation actually mean? Well, the answer is quite straightforward, and it contains two key points. First point, from the generation side perspective, a comprehensive increase in power generation means a reduction in LCOE. Here, we first examine the economic comparison between the Tiger Neo 3.0 module and the conventional TOPCon module. We selected two calculation scenarios. The one on my right represents a DG power station in Guangdong province. Thanks to the Tiger Neo 3.0 module's 30-watt power boost, optimized temperature coefficient, and the low degradation advantages, our Tiger Neo 3.0 modules achieve over 3% lower BOS costs and over 2% lower LCOE compared to conventional TOPCon modules, if LCOE remains unchanged. The premium for Tiger Neo 3.0 would be around 2.5 USD cents. Now let's look at the simulated data on the left comparing Tiger Neo 3.0 with conventional TOPCon modules in a utility power plant. As shown, Tiger Neo 3.0 modules, in addition to the advantages mentioned above, its high bifaciality and high bifacial gain ratio deliver extra power generation, further reducing LCOE 3.45%. If we maintain the same LCOE, the premium for Tiger Neo 3.0 could exceed 2.8 USD cents. When comparing the Tiger Neo 3.0 against competitors of same rated power, it still maintains strong competitiveness. Here, we've done two scenario analyses. First, the right side shows a comparison between the Tiger Neo 3.0 module and a competitor of same rated power in a DG power plant in Shandong province. Thanks to its excellent low irradiance performance and high bifaciality, the Tiger Neo 3.0 module achieves LCOE reduction of over 1%. If the LCOE remains unchanged, the Tiger Neo 3.0 module's premium would reach 1.3 USD cents. To my left side is another simulation scenario at a large utility power station project in Qinghai province. In this context, the high bifaciality advantage of the Tiger Neo 3.0 modules becomes even more powerful, enabling a premium of approximately 1.7 USD cents, beyond the comprehensive increase in power generation driving down the LCOE. From a revenue perspective, the enhanced power output of Tiger Neo 3.0 also allows our owners to achieve greater returns. So let's see the global map of Tiger Neo series in real-world field test first. We can observe that Jinko Solar maintains the broadest coverage, longest duration, most comparison groups, and most authoritative monitoring data in field tests. Moreover, in the post-531 era China, specifically, following the market-based reform of feed-in tariffs, I believe Tiger Neo 3.0 series are the most suitable PV module for the new tariff mechanism. Why do we say that? Let's see this set of real data charts. Here we present an actual DG power station located in Shandong province. The generation data shown represents the actual power generation from June 1st to June 30th this year. First, we observe the yellow and white curves in the upper chart. They respectively represent the power generation curves of Tiger Neo 3.0 and its competitor with same rated power. We can clearly see that Tiger Neo 3.0 achieve a power generation gain of 1.92% compared to the competitor. What's even more interesting, is the blue curve in the upper chart. This curve represents the average time-of-use electricity prices we sourced for Shandong province in June this year. We can observe that this curve clearly forms a concave shape. This means the rates of electricity generated in the early morning and evening is higher. In other words, generating 1 additional kilowatt-hour during these times is equivalent to generating 6 kilowatt-hours during midday. When we fit the power generation curve to the time-of-use pricing curve, we obtain the following graph, illustrating the Tiger Neo 3.0 revenue and gain differential curve. It clearly shows that during morning and evening periods, Tiger Neo 3.0 enable owners to achieve greater returns. Therefore, if your modules underperform during these high-volume, high-tariff periods, and your PV modules aren't generating enough power, aren't you letting your solar power plant's profits slip away? For this reason, I've summarized it in the following. Not generating in the morning and evening means less profit. Therefore, I believe the Tiger Neo 3.0 modules are the most suitable PV modules for Shandong's electricity pricing environment. Regarding the data on Tiger Neo series, you can also log in to the Jinko Solar official website. The scenarios and climate conditions tested vary, so there's bound to be one that fits your needs. In the future, Jinko Solar will continue deploying the latest Tiger Neo 3.0 demonstration projects. These will include scenario-based projects, such as offshore and desert PV, as well as more DG project data. We'll release updates when ready. That's all for my presentation today. Thank you for listening.